You bring up medications, which is a really good segue into something else I wanted to ask you about,
Hmm.
which was you had mentioned you're trying to conceive and that you were going to be going off the medication in
Hmm.
anticipation for that. So I assume that you did find medicine that was working for you because I mean the fact that you were trying to coordinate your
Yes,
mood with your medicine, I assume that medicine was really doing a lot for you.
it really
Uh,
was. Yeah.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, when you came to that decision, how did you feel about the thought of going off these meds after learning how well they worked for you?
Yeah, it scared me a lot. The thing that's really tricky about like wanting to have like pregnancy and medications with ADHD is that like they don't actually know anything about it. Like
Correct.
they don't know anything about it. Like when I told my doctor and had an appointment and like told them I'm planning on having a baby this year and I'm on these medications and I don't know if they're safe. They had to call me back 3 times to ask like different professionals like
Yes.
what to do. And at the end, they're like, we really don't know because the only research that they had that was related to my medications were on mothers who were on meth when they were pregnant, which is
Yeah.
not the same thing. And
Not
there were
the
all kinds of
least.
other factors coming into play in a
Yep.
situation like that.
Yeah.
So really the choice was just up to me because
Yeah.
there's research to suggest that there could be problems with my kid's heart, but again, that's more based on meth than anything else.
Yes.
There could, but also there's research to suggest that a mom who's feeling imbalanced and really scattered and incredibly stressed can also cause health problems for the
Yes.
baby. So basically, it was up to me to weigh the risks.
Yeah.
But when I was first diagnosed with ADHD, so when I finally got diagnosed, there was like a pilot project in Vancouver that was free. That was just, I couldn't, it was the only one in Canada. So I got my diagnosis that way. And I
Yeah,
just
we
happened
kind of
to live
skipped
there.
over that. Sorry
Yeah,
about
we
that.
did. That's
I'm
okay. I'll
sorry.
jump back and
Yeah,
that's
but
okay.
you got your diagnosis and now
I got my diagnosis. Yeah. So I got it eventually because there was a pilot clinic that opened up just that happened to be where I lived. I mean, I'd probably still be undiagnosed by this point if that hadn't
Oh,
happened.
yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but so I got my diagnosis and I knew like after doing all my reading and everything like that about ADHD, there's a lot of heredity. There's a big hereditary component. So my kids, I knew like I've always wanted to be like I always knew I'd be a parent, and so now knowing like throwing that into the mix, I was like, well, my kids are likely going to have it. I'm not coping well, so I can't imagine throwing a kid into the mix and doing okay, and then also being a good model for my kid to help them manage
Yes.
their ADHD.
Yep.
So knowing I was going to be a parent was actually one of the biggest motivators for me to actually take treatment seriously.
Same.
Oh yeah.
100% same. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew meds, and meds are really, they're always just a small piece of your treatment, whether you have kids or not. They're
It's
not
a
the whole
tool.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a piece. There's strategies, there's social community support, like all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff, coaching, counseling, all kinds of components. And I tried to dive into each one. So I was like trying to like prepare because I knew being a parent was going
Yes.
to be the hardest job
Yeah.
I would ever have. And you
Yes.
also can't quit. You
No,
cannot
you
quit
can't.
that.
And my mother-in-law reminds me if I ever complain about anything, she says, you can't take them back.
I
I'm like,
know,
I
exactly.
know.
So, yeah. Yeah, so, getting treatment, getting like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not holistic, but it's more like complete,
Yeah.
well round, I guess holistic.
That to me, that's holistic because you're not just looking at medicine, you're looking at everything.
Yeah, so like
Coaching,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it was kind of like I started medication thinking like this will be the stepping stone and the little boost to help me learn all the stuff I'm going to have to learn.
Yes.
And knowing that at some point like it will be temporary and I'm in control of it. I choose when to take it. I choose when not to take it and
Mm-hmm.
I will have periods of my life where I won't get to have it and that's when I'll rely more heavily on the other stuff I need to learn. So
Wow, can I just interrupt you? That's
yeah.
such a healthy, proactive approach you have there.
Oh,
That
thanks.
I just wanted to stop and just, just celebrate that, because I know in my case, and I know a lot of other people's cases, it was like what's right in front of them. Like I was introduced to the medicine first, and then I learned later, oh, I can't have this if I'm going to be pregnant, or I
Mm.
chose that. But my point being, the fact that you're already thinking this way, that's going to help you so much when you get to perimenopause and menopause and postpartum even. So I just wanted to
Yeah.
stop and just highlight that. That's such a wonderful way of looking at it. So
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
continue. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that I wasn't scared about not taking them anymore.
Right. It's scary.
It
It's
was
super
scary because like they were the first time. So like with medications, like you don't always find the right ones on the first try.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah. And sometimes,
Yeah.
some people don't find good ones at all. Some people really
Yeah.
want them and can't find them. And, or the
Yeah.
side effects are too irritating or whatever. And I feel really sad for those people that really want them and just can't find the fit. I was very fortunate in that I did find a fit eventually. I had one type of medication that was like kind of mediocre for me. I was like,
Yeah.
the only real thing I noticed is that I didn't seem to have that emotional reactivity that I used to have. Like there was like it let me, like, if something super irritating happened where I would have flown off the handle, like it gave me that pause to like
Yes.
see that. But that was like the real only difference. Like some
Yeah.
people, when I heard them on their meds, they're like, wow, it's like a to-do list pops into my head and I know exactly what I need to do in what order.
What
And I was like,
medicine is that?
I know. Well, I kind of got there, like the ones
Good.
after.
Yeah.
So the ones the first ones weren't that like that.
Yeah.
Then when I tried, like I heard other people's descriptions because I was going when I was doing medication trials, it was in like a group. That's how this pilot clinic was doing it. Every Wednesday morning, kind of everybody who tried something new would like sit and talk about their thing. So I was hearing their stories. I'm like, I want
Nice.
what you're having.
I'll have what she's having, just like when Harry met Sally. I'll
Yeah,
have what she's having. Yeah.